talked to Tom, and obviously I'm sure you've talked to Tom and your teammates have talked to Tom. How is he handling all this? Obviously, he's kind of the face of the hockey world right now in the crosshairs of everything. How's he handling all this? And do you think the criticism he's been facing is fair?
I think Tom is handling like a pro. I don't, like I said, I think the thing has been blown out of proportion. I played in the league for a while, and I think I've seen a lot worse things and happen. And I mean, I think I don't think people see things clearly when it comes to Tom, with things that he's involved in. Um, I think there's already a biased opinion about. I'm not just talking about random people. I'm talking about TV people, journalists, to people that has a voice and are using it. I think a good as late as last night I was watching Pittsburgh and Philly play, and Crosby and Konechny got tangled up, and one guy's it jumps on the other guy's back and puts him in a headlock, and the guy retaliates and does a similar, slams him into the ice and gives him a couple of jabs to the back of the head, and that was a penalty. And that's what the ref assessed in the situation. The same thing happened the night before here at MSG. Very similar situations, just different players. One situation is blown out of proportion, I think, because of the player who was involved. And this was just an example from last night. I could find you several clips of similar situations where there's scrums in the paint, and guys are falling over each other, laying on each other, and giving them jabs to the back of the neck or the side to a guy who's lying down or whatever, and getting into a wrestling match after. It happens frequently, but it's not being put into context in this situation. This I think it's being blown out of proportion, and it's not like this hasn't happened before in this game.
Thank you, Lars.
And yeah, and I think I don't want to see players get injured. I think once Panarin decide to jump on Tom's back, when you decide to enter the scrum like that, you can't expect not to, you start wrestling with a guy, you have to be ready to wrestle someone. Is probably the guy at the back of you jump off, even though you're defending your teammate. I understand that, but these things happen all the time. It was a very unfortunate outcome for Panarin in this situation, but it's not really stuff we haven't seen before. So I don't think it was that big of a deal. I think it's being made a big deal of it because it was Tom.